If you've considered importing from China for your e-commerce business, you're not alone. Last year, China's exports to the US reached over $500 billion. Now, buying from factories in China is attractive because you get access to inexpensive labor, production, and raw material costs. However, if you're importing from China for the first time, the process can be overwhelming and intimidating for new merchants. Now, in this step-by-step video, I explain everything you need to know about importing from China to the US, including how to find suppliers, how to arrange cargo transport, and how to understand the costs involved with the entire process. Now, first off, why import from China? Well, cheap labor, low manufacturing costs, an easy import process, and efficient mass production are the primary reasons you should import from China. Now, as per Statista, the per hour manufacturing labor costs in China were $6.50 in 2020. Now, by comparison, the average manufacturing labor cost in the US was around $25 per hour, almost 4 times higher than China. Moreover, US labor costs are projected to reach $28.51 per hour in 2024, meaning that manufacturing in the US is only going to get more expensive. Now, since China is the US's largest trading partner, many companies like Alibaba can help you with product and factory inspections, compliance tests, quality checks, and more. You don't need to visit Chinese factories to place bulk orders. You can arrange for shipments, pay import duties, and clear your shipment through customs from the comfort of your home. Now, low labor costs and a large population means that China can always find staff who are willing to work, even on short notice. Chinese factories can handle large production runs that require manual labor at inexpensive prices. You can also rebrand Chinese products under your own brand through private labeling. Now, most brands on Amazon use Chinese factories for private labeling and customizations. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you sign up for my free 6-day mini course below. Now, how exactly do you import from China? There's actually 5 steps to importing goods from China to the US, which include finding products to import, choosing the right supplier, purchasing products, arranging transport, and clearing customs. Here's a closer look at each step. Step 1, find products to import. Now, before importing from China, you must find the right products to sell, and there's several factors to consider, such as quality, profit margin, and demand. Now, a good product to import from China should meet the following criteria. Doesn't violate trademark laws. You'll find many knockoffs when you search for products on Alibaba and other China wholesale platforms. Make sure you select a product that doesn't infringe on patents or trademarks, or else they're going to be seized by the customs officials. And even if they make it across the border, you might get sued. Now, you should also pick something that requires significant labor to produce. Because China has cheap labor, you can buy labor-intensive products like furniture at a much lower price point compared to other countries. You don't want anything perishable or fragile. Certain products like edible items require special climate control and handling, and it's best to find products with low maintenance requirements for shipping and storage. You also want to sell something that isn't restricted. Imported products such as fruits, nuts, poultry, meat, seeds, toys, and pallets are heavily regulated. Importing restricted products requires that you understand the regulations and partner with suppliers and customs agents with experience. You also want to avoid anything that requires licensing. Avoid importing products that require special permits and licensing, such as plant products, medical supplements, and dairy products. Acquiring the proper licenses can be expensive and very time-consuming. By the way, if you plan on selling on Amazon, Amazon offers a compliance reference tool which lists compliance obligations for all product categories and types. These obligations include import regulations, product-specific safety requirements, and documents needed to sell them on Amazon. Step 2, find a Chinese supplier. Now, after researching the products you want to import, you need to find a reliable supplier to source your goods. And you basically have 2 options: sourcing from a manufacturer or sourcing from a trading company. Now, what is a trading company? Trading companies are businesses that work directly with manufacturers to source a wide variety of products in bulk for consumers and online sellers. Trading companies typically handle all export and import operations and procedures and provide a high level of quality control. Now, what is a manufacturer? A manufacturer is a business that produces finished goods from raw materials. Now, typically manufacturers or factories specialize in specific types of products and do not make a wide variety of goods. Now, which one should you use? Well, trading companies are suppliers or intermediaries that stock a variety of products. Factories, on the other hand, are manufacturers that create products from scratch. Here's a table that summarizes the difference between trading companies and factories. Now, if you're on a budget, you can start with the trading company since they don't have high minimum order quantities and are more open to small business owners. But for private labeling, it's best to use a factory because they offer more competitive rates, but you'll have to buy in larger quantities. Now, where do you find suppliers? Well, once you've decided on the type of sourcing partner you'll use, you need to find a supplier that provides quality products. And the most popular places to find Chinese suppliers are as follows. Online supplier directories. You can quickly find a supplier by browsing directories like Alibaba, Global Sources, Made in China, or 1688. You can also look at online marketplaces. You can buy directly from wholesale marketplaces like AliExpress, DHgate, Salehu, Taobao, HyperSKU, Spocket, and Modalist. You can also go to trade shows. Now, the best way to connect with suppliers is to visit trade shows such as the Canton Fair, the Global Sources Summit, or the East China Import and Export Commodity Fair. You can also look at the import record tools. Tools like Jungle Scout Supplier Database, Import Yeti, Import Genius, and Pinjiva can help you find your competitor suppliers by browsing the public US import records. Now, as you search for Chinese suppliers, look for partners that have experience in your product category, provide competitive pricing, have the required permits and certificates, and have experience exporting to the US and can provide references. You also probably want to look at some of the reviews on Alibaba just to make sure that they have positive ratings. Now, once you find a good supplier, begin your communications by sending email or messaging them on a platform like Alibaba. But once initial contact has been made, you should move all correspondence to WeChat if possible. Now, many suppliers prefer to communicate over WeChat and often respond faster on WeChat than email. Most Asian suppliers are not fluent in English, so make sure you write in short sentences without using complex words. Keep your messaging short and use bullet points to make your correspondence easier to digest. Now, here's a sample template to help you get started. Hi, my name is Steve. I'm a buyer from Bumblebee Linens based in California. We are interested in partnering with you to sell the following products. Can you please answer the following questions? What is your MOQ? What is the cost per unit? What is the shipping time? What are your payment terms? And please let me know if I can order a sample. What is your WeChat? Thank you, Steve. Now, based on their response, you can ask for more details about material specifications, quality standards, packaging, and shipping terms. Now, because there's a 14 to 16 hour time difference between the US and China, you should expect a reply within 48 hours. But once you start using WeChat, the reply should come a lot faster. Step 3, place an order. After selecting a supplier, it's time to place an order for your products, and you should always start by ordering a sample. Here's what to expect. Now, the cost of producing a sample will be significantly higher than your quoted cost for a bulk order. Now, typically, a sample is going to be 10 to 20x more expensive, but don't balk at the cost. Paying for samples is a necessary expense of doing business in China. After all, you have to touch and inspect a finished version of your product in order to ensure quality. Now, if you're worried about the money, your supplier will usually credit the cost of the sample towards your first order. And once you're happy with your sample, it's time to place a bulk order. Now, if this is your first time working with your suppliers, you should always order the smallest quantity possible to see if the supplier is reliable and delivers on their commitments. Now, once you've received a couple of shipments and you're happy with the quality, you can progressively start placing larger orders. Here are 4 tips for ensuring a smooth transaction with your suppliers. Create a quality control document that clearly details your product specifications. For example, you should specify the weight, the color, the material type, labeling requirements, packaging, anything you can think of. The more detailed you are, the better. You should also add product mockups, references, and images where needed, and then document clear shipping terms and payment terms. And then finally, you want to hire an inspection company such as Kima to inspect your goods at the factory to ensure quality. Step 4, arrange for transport. Once you're ready to have your product shipped from China, you must choose a suitable shipping option. Now, to ensure smooth delivery from China, you should hire a freight forwarder. Now, what is a freight forwarder? A freight forwarder is a company that arranges and organizes the shipments for your business, and they can help you assemble and consolidate your shipments, find the cheapest shipping rates, and ensure that your cargo arrives on time. Now, what are your shipping options from China? Well, depending on the product quantity, size, and weight, your supplier will either ship your goods via air courier, air freight, or cargo ship. Here's a table of the 3 transport methods to help you understand the best option for you. But in general, sea freight is the most cost-effective shipping method for large shipments because the transport rates are quoted by container volume. But the downside is that shipping times can take 3 to 6 weeks for delivery. Air courier services such as UPS, DHL, and FedEx are the fastest methods to ship products from China, and you can receive your products in less than a week. But the downside is that the shipping costs are extremely high. And then finally, air freight is a shipping option that provides a balance between speed and cost. Now, in general, air and sea freight shipments are booked from port to port, and you'll need to hire a freight forwarder to arrange shipment to your warehouse. Air courier shipments do not require a freight forwarder, and your goods will just be sent directly to your warehouse. Now, overall, you should use air courier for small shipments where shipping speed is critical, but the bulk of your shipment should be conducted by sea to save money. Step 5, clear customs. Customs clearance is a crucial step when importing from China to the US, and normally it takes less than 24 hours for the Customs and Border Protection to clear your goods. Now, incorrect documentation, however, can delay the process by a few days to weeks. Now, the good news is that you can import your goods and have them delivered to your warehouse without actually visiting the port. Now, if this is your first time importing from China by sea or air freight, you should definitely hire a customs agent. Now, what is a customs agent? A customs agent is an individual or business that helps you fill out all the necessary customs forms and ensure that all necessary taxes are paid when importing from China. For orders above $2,500, the customs forms and other requirements can get complicated, and a customs agent will walk you through the entire process. Now, how does customs work? Here's a table that outlines the customs clearance process, cost of goods, and requirements for different shipment values. Now, cargo valued less than $800 is duty-free. For a shipment below $2,500, you don't need a formal entry clearance, which means that your freight forwarding company can clear customs for you for a lower fee. But for larger shipments greater than $2,500, you will need to purchase a surety bond, also known as an import bond or customs bond. What is an import bond? Now, an import bond is a contract between you, a surety company, and the Customs Border Patrol that guarantees that you will comply with all customs regulations and pay any applicable import duties, taxes, and fines. Now, this surety company essentially provides an insurance policy that guarantees to customs that you will obey all the rules and pay all the necessary fees. If you fail, the surety company must pay the border control on your behalf, and you can expect a customs bond to be at least 10% of the total duties and taxes paid. Now, if you use air or sea freight, customs will notify you of your cargo's ETA 5 days before arrival, and then you or the customs agent must file an entry form at the port. You will need the following documents for customs clearance: a commercial invoice, a packing list, a certificate of origin, a bill of lading, a special import form called the CBP Form 7501, and then any special permits if needed. After clearing customs, the cargo will be transported to your destination by your freight forwarder. Now, using a freight forwarder is the easiest way to handle transport from the port of entry to your warehouse or any other location. Now, the final thing we need to talk about are Incoterms. Incoterms are commonly used terms used in trade logistics that define the importing responsibilities of the buyer and seller. And as you work at the factory, you'll probably hear these words, so it's important to understand what they mean. Incoterms define when the buyer or seller pays for freight forwarding and other specific costs across the entire supply chain. And understanding Incoterms will make the process of importing so much easier. Here are the main Incoterms you need to know: Ex Works or EXW. EXW is an Incoterm where the supplier is only responsible for delivering the goods to a pre-discussed location in China, and the buyer must pay all transport and customs clearance costs. As a buyer, you are responsible for inland transportation, selecting a carrier and shipping route, loading and customs clearance during the export and import process. The second Incoterm you should be aware of is FOB, which stands for Free on Board. FOB is an Incoterm where the supplier is responsible for loading the goods on a shipping carrier chosen by you, but the buyer must arrange transport from the port in China to the destination. FOB is probably the most commonly used Incoterm. And then finally, there's DDP, or Delivery Duty Paid. DDP is an Incoterm where the supplier is responsible for delivering your goods and clearing customs from end to end. The seller pays for all export, import, and customs formalities, including freight forwarding. Now, how much does it cost to import from China? The total cost of importing products from China will be roughly 25 to 30% of your cost of goods. Now, the specific cost of importing from China can be separated into transportation costs, inspection fees, customs broker fees, agent fees, and import duties and taxes. Now, here's a rough breakdown of each cost. First, you got transportation costs. Transportation fees will vary for importing from China depending on the Incoterms used and the weight of your goods. You also pay customs broker fees. A customs broker makes the import process easy. They guide you through all the entire process, help you obtain permits, and handle customs clearance at the port. And they will probably run you about $100 to $300. You also have to pay inspection agent fees. When importing from China, you might want to hire an inspection agent like Kima to inspect your goods at the factory. And you can also use an agent in the US once the goods arrive at your warehouse. You also have to pay any import duties and fines. Import duty is charged based on the product category and its value. In addition, if there are any delays on your end, customs may levy a fine. Now, what is the cheapest way to import from China? The cheapest way to import from China is by using sea transport. For the price of about $4,000 to $5,000, you can ship as many products as you can fit into a 40-foot container at one flat rate. Now, for smaller shipments that weigh less than 200 pounds, air courier is usually the best way to import. Now, what are the common payment terms and how do you actually pay for your goods when importing? Well, you typically pay for 30% of your order to begin production and the remaining 70% once your goods are produced and ready to be shipped. Now, once you build a rapport with your suppliers, the deposit amount can be negotiated down to 0 to 25%. Here are the most common ways to pay your Chinese supplier. You can use online escrow. Most wholesale marketplaces like Alibaba also work as an escrow between the supplier and you, and the payment is released to the supplier only when you receive the goods per your expectations. You can also pay by wire. Almost all suppliers accept international wire transfers. You can also pay by credit card and PayPal. Some suppliers will reluctantly accept credit card or PayPal, but will usually charge you an extra 3% for your goods. There's also letter of credit. This is where your bank acts like an escrow between the supplier and you, and the bank charges a small amount to assure the supplier on your behalf. Finally, there are payment terms. In an open account transaction, the goods are delivered before the payment is due. Now, how do you get your goods from China to Amazon FBA? I know a lot of you guys are probably wanting to sell on Amazon. Well, the process to ship your goods from China to Amazon is the same as importing any other goods to the US, except you got to do the following. All duties must be paid before the delivery of goods to Amazon. If your order exceeds $800, you have to make sure you use DDP, which is delivery duty paid. All products must be labeled properly, carton labels on each box and pallet labels on each side of the shipping pallets, and your products must be shipped to the correct warehouse. Amazon might allocate your inventory to multiple fulfillment centers, which can get expensive. Now, the million-dollar question here is importing from China worth it? Well, importing from China is 100% worth it if you want the lowest prices possible for your goods. Now, while the process can be intimidating, if you start out with small orders to get your feet wet and gradually grow over time, the process instantly becomes much more manageable. Now, importing your products from overseas is not complicated or risky. You don't have to buy an enormous quantity of goods. You don't have to risk a lot of money. You just have to be willing to take a small chance. Now that you understand the importing process, watch this video to learn how to find the best China wholesale suppliers.